How's it going, guys? I just wanted to pop on here and go over some squats today. So we're going to talk about different variations of squats, the applications, things like that. So first part is going to be knee dominant squats. So someone like myself, this is going to be my normal squat stance or a heel elevated squat stance. Characteristics are your knees are going to go to your toes or even past them sometimes, depending on your biomechanics. This is going to be a more glute and quad focused exercise. So the closer the legs are in, the more glute we're going to get. And then the quads, obviously, because we're getting that extra knee flexion, is going to allow us more quad focus. And you also need good dorsiflexion, unless you want to elevate your heels, kind of like I did in the photo here, so you don't need the dorsiflexion as much to get the knees forward, right? Because it's already pushing you that direction a little bit. So that's going to be a knee dominant squat. Hip dominant squat. So this would be like the box squat that you would do West Side style. So this is pushing the hips back, shins are staying relatively vertical, knees are not going into flexion too much. So knees only move forward a little, if at all. So as you can tell in the photo here, they're nice and vertical at the bottom. As you're pressing up out of that motion, you're not letting them come forward too much. More hip and adductor focus. So this is usually going to be a wide stance with the feet out at a 45. So you're getting more of that adductor. Hips, you get a lot of hip work here. This is also going to require a lot of hip external rotation and tibial rotation. So needing to rotate at the knee, right? So to keep that external rotation and keep that adductors, making sure they're the things that are helping, we have to rotate our feet, which requires tibial rotation. And then the femur has to come out too because it requires hip external rotation along with adduction, or abduction, sorry. So the application for both. In athletes, you would do it per sport. Generally, the hip dominant squat is going to transfer over a lot more for most sports, especially because if you think of like what is a ready position, if you're guarding somebody in basketball, your feet are wide, you're squatting down. If you're getting ready to defend somebody in football, same thing. Or if you're getting ready for the ball to be snapped, for most athletes besides the linemen, you're going to be in that ready position. So that one carries over for athletes really well. General population can utilize the hip dominant one because when they're seated, these are the areas that automatically become weak, right? So that'd be something they can work on as the adductors and all those hip musculature. And then the knee dominant one, so more of, athletes that maybe need to be explosive with jumping. You can get more of that quad. That's going to help with generating that power. General population, I've found with the older people, they probably need a lot of knee flexion because they don't realize that you should be using it. I've had people tell me, oh, I can't push my knee past my toes, or it shouldn't go past my toes. And it's like, well, that's not true. Like if you ever want to walk downstairs, your knee has to go past your toes. It's just kind of how it seems to work with the biomechanics that I've seen. So what is the best option for you? I use both of these variations with accommodating resistance or straight weight or different bars. So really it's just picking, what are you trying to target and stimulate? And that's what makes a big difference. I like to go back and forth between the two because they're both going to be a squat motion. So everybody should be doing some type of squat, whether it's a goblet squat, even TRX squat. But varying how your body is moving through that squat is going to target different areas. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM. Definitely be going over more exercises in the future. Thanks.